The Hisense U5120G soundbar is a hefty speaker that boasts quite an impressive lineup of features. For starters, it comes with Dolby Atmos 4K HDR pass-through and combines 11 speakers with a hefty soundbar to deliver powerful sound. The U5120G is also one of the largest speaker sets you can get on the market thanks to its robust bar. Inside there are 11 speakers, each of these packs 30-watt different size drivers. There are 7 speakers divided between the center, left and the right. There are then 2 side-firing speakers located on the left and the right face of the soundbar, and 2 large up-firing speakers positioned on the top of the bar. Lastly, there's a 180-watt subwoofer that operates between 40 and 120 Hz. Together, the speakers all combined to create a unique sound experience that is emulated by bouncing sound off the ceiling and shooting it out the sides of the soundbar. For the most part it works, and the Hisense U5120G packs some incredible value for money. But before we get into the details, make sure you check out the other Hisense TV reviews we have on the channel. I recently reviewed the entire ULED range for 2022, including the U6H, U7H and U8H TVs. The Hisense U5120G unboxing experience is pretty much in line with other soundbars. That is to say, it is neatly packed up in a finger up box. I know it isn't called a finger up box, but I just can't help but see the shape of a finger pointing up whenever I see soundbars in these boxes. The box opens up from the bottom and the content slides outwards. It is all secured with foam to keep it from being damaged. Both the soundbar and the subwoofer are wrapped in foam. The soundbar also has a decal wrapped around it to show you the specs and the features. The Hisense U5120G is a giant speaker. I actually underestimated the sheer size of the speaker in comparison to my previous Sony GT700 soundbar. This thing is huge. The soundbar itself measures 1200mm in length, is 112mm wide and 75mm high. It weighs 5 kilograms. You need to keep these dimensions in mind when buying the soundbar because the sheer size and thickness might mean it won't fit on your TV stand. It didn't fit on mine. My TV legs on my current Bravia stuck out, making the soundbar a tight fit. In fact, I had to move my TV right to the back of the stand, literally right to the very end in order to fit the soundbar on my stand. When it comes to the design, it is fully black with mesh covering all of the front, top and the sides. The subwoofer is also your typical speaker with a large metal mesh on the front and a wooden casing around it. The bottom of the soundbar includes 2 large rubber feet for grip, and the back is where you'll find all the ports. You'll also find the physical buttons on the top and an LED display on the front. I really like the physical buttons over the touch controls, which many manufacturers have decided to go with. I actually know when I press a button and I don't have to worry about pressing buttons when I'm dusting and cleaning. As for the ports, the soundbar includes a USB-A port, USB Type-C port, optical, coaxial and 3 HDMI ports. 2 of the HDMI ports are HDMI in and 1 port is HDMI out, which doubles as eARC. There's also a power port on the back that uses a figure 8 cable. The soundbar also comes with a control that is used to turn on the device and fiddle with the various settings. It is just okay. You'll likely use your TV remote to adjust the volume after linking it to eARC, but the one that comes in the box will get the job done. Setting it up is pretty simple. I used eARC, so I simply plugged one HDMI cable into the HDMI eARC port, plugged in the power and turned it on. The subwoofer then automatically connected to the soundbar as soon as it was plugged in too. The Hisense U5120G uses a single chip inside the soundbar that handles the device's audio pass-through, equalizer and functionality. This single chip design has both an upside and a downside. The good side is that it offers tech makers an affordable way to implement things like Dolby Atmos and great performance sound. The downside is that the chip doesn't come with any detailed functionality features such as individual channel control, room tuning and advanced features. The chip also relies on Hisense being good at what they do, and for the most part the brand has coded this functionality quite well. It is capable of decoding Dolby Atmos, DTX, Virtual X, and a range of codecs including MP3, AAX, HEAAC, WMA, WMA Pro, FLAC, ALAC, and Wave High Res. The soundbar also comes with a feature called iLux Prism. In short, this tool is built into the Hisense U5120G to help tune the soundbar and subwoofer to the equalizer you choose. Basically, it makes sure that whatever sound is coming from the source is calibrated correctly. The Hisense U5120G comes with a few settings to tweak once powered on and set up. The equalizer is likely the thing you'll change the most, as you'll switch between different presets depending on what you're doing. Some presets include movie, music, news, night, AI, sports and game. Usually I would stick to one equalizer when playing both games and watching movies, but the Hisense U5120G kind of forced me to swap around due to how drastically different the sounds were between the different modes. Night mode does what you would expect. It lowers the loud sounds. Movie mode increased the bass and treble to an unbearable point where I had to manually dial down the bass and treble to equal things out.
First.
Sports mode then pumped up the voice commentary a bit, which helped too.
Jamie, thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the first
Game mode made lower sounds louder and provided some good mids. I didn't use AI equalizer at all because watching content on the preset resulted in a mismatch experience. Music would increase at times and sound effects would often muzzle voices on TV shows. It isn't really ideal for anything where there's voice work coming through the speaker. Dolby Atmos is a big feature on this Hisense U5120G, and it sort of achieves what it sets out to do. Of course, this is a soundbar, so it doesn't actually deliver true Dolby Atmos, but it rather relies on psychoacoustics, meaning it relies on the side speakers and up-firing speakers to bounce sound around the room to deliver a surround sound experience. This means you'll likely have to have the correct setup to make this work. The 3D sound has a height of 4 meters from the screen, meaning larger rooms with higher ceilings might not benefit at all from the 3D sound features. You'll also need to make sure that you're not sitting further than 2 meters away from the soundbar, else you'll lose the Dolby Atmos experience. I found sitting closer resulted in a generally better 3D sound experience. I remember one particular moment when reviewing the soundbar when I was playing Back 4 Blood. When shooting my weapon, I kept hearing the empty bullets drop from behind me and the cling of the empty shells hitting the floor. The sound was quite distinct and it came from behind my chair. This was definitely the side-firing speakers sending these sound effects throughout the room. The Hisense U5120G offers some incredible value for money, provides a powerful soundbar that if set up correctly produces some fantastic sound. Of course you can get a better Dolby Atmos experience by using dedicated backside speakers, but this soundbar actually does a decent job faking it. Considering this soundbar only costs $6,999, it is a pretty decent investment that will up your gaming, music and entertainment experience. So those are my thoughts on the Hisense U5120G soundbar. Are you looking to pick the device up? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll also leave a link to the Hisense page so you can find out more about the device and where to purchase it. Be sure to also check out other Hisense content on the channel. Also please consider liking and subscribing for even more tech reviews coming up, and check out www.glitch.online for more gaming and tech news. Until next time, farewell.